Welcome to another edition of ParkTalk Podcast, the official podcast of the Naperville Park District, where you can engage your senses. Welcome to the 2018 State of the Naperville Park District Address, podcast style. This is a brand new adventure for all of us at the Park District, but it's exciting to be trying out a different format for what has been an annual event. I'm your host, Sameera Luthman, Director of Marketing for the Park District, and I'm joined by Mike Reilly, Naperville Park District Park Board President, and Ray McGury, Naperville Park District Executive Director. Our purpose is to give you an overview of this new format and a little bit about what you can expect as you listen to the various segments in this series. Mike, I'm going to start with you. For several years, the Park District hosted the State of the Park District Address on a Saturday morning. Can you start by explaining what the State of the Park District is and its purpose?
Oh, absolutely. We started the State of the Park District back in 2010, 2011, with the idea that it was a great opportunity once a year to meet with interested citizens, interested residents, and explain to them what the Park District has been doing, what our plans are for the coming year, what we're doing with their tax money, and really to connect. One of the things that I've said before is that the Park District sometimes is like wallpaper. Nice, it's well put together, it looks good, but you don't really notice it that much. So we wanted residents to be aware of what was actually going on beyond what they might see in their daily commutes, and see where their money was going. So we felt it was a very beneficial way to do it. We've had some good crowds. We've gotten good feedback on it. And periodically it's worthwhile taking a look to see, is there a better way to do what we're doing?
Well, and you bring me to my next question. So a podcast is quite a departure from hosting an actual event. What made the Park District decide to embrace this new communications medium?
Well, one of the things that's worth saying is that continuous improvement is not just a catchphrase. For Naperville Park District, it's part of the culture. And while a physical presentation at a State of the Park District meeting on a Saturday morning in the middle of winter was a good idea that served us well for many years, we want to think about something that was going to help us connect with more people, a broader range of people with families who just can't get out and take their whole family out on a Saturday morning to go to a meeting and sit down and expect the kids to keep quiet. This way we give people the opportunity to get the information they want when they want it in a manner that's convenient for them. So if they want to listen to it while they're driving in their car, listen to it on the way in the train to work in the morning, they have that opportunity. So hopefully this will help us engage in a stronger manner with the community, get better input, and better input should lead us to better decisions.
Right, and a more convenient medium, too, for our audience.
Yeah, and I would add that, the people can also, ask questions. I think that's one of the most important aspects of any type of presentation, whether it be in person or a podcast, is your ability to go ahead and ask some pointed questions,
Mm-hmm.
about budgets, about offerings, about, future plans. So the podcast here is certainly going to allow that. And we've already had some questions come in that we've been answering. So, very optimistic that this is going to be a great thing for the community.
Definitely. And as you know, the Park District will be using podcasting as a communications vehicle beyond State of the Park District throughout this year and beyond. So what do you hope our listeners will take away from this experience in this new format?
Well, one of the things is actually referring to just what you just said. That is, this format allows us to do this frequently throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of the quote-unquote State of the Park District being an event that happens once a year, this is part of a process of communication with our residents and getting feedback, as Ray said, through questions. So hopefully we develop a closer relationship with Park District residents and users.
And Ray had just mentioned a couple of minutes ago about the ability for listeners to submit their questions. We are going to have a mailbag segment as part of each of the Park District podcast series, which is pretty exciting. Listeners are invited to submit their questions online at napervilleparks.org/podcast feedback for possible inclusion on a future mailbag segment. So that's going to be kind of fun. So Mike and Ray, any final thoughts for our listeners as they prepare to select and listen to the next Park Talk podcast segment of their choice for State of the Park District?
I would just hope that people become engaged and listen to the podcast, ask questions, send us ideas, send us your thoughts. And if you send us a great thought, I may even sing for you some of my favorite AC/DC tunes.
Oh boy.
That probably will stop any future questions and probably blow up the podcast. But no, in all honesty, I think this is a great way to reach out to the community. Even seniors, listen to podcasts. So this isn't like we're cutting out a demographic. I think we're just casting a wider net and just looking for more people to become engaged and know a little bit about their park district.
I agree. I think it's a great opportunity for good two-way communication. It's a better opportunity for us to get important messages out. As we work on projects, as projects are moving forward, coming to fruition, we can communicate that through podcasts. And again, people can get the information they want when they want it on their terms.
Sounds great. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Happy listening, everyone. Thank you for listening. Be sure to submit your comments, suggestions, and questions for our mailbag segment through our website at napervilleparks.org/podcasts. Additional information on Naperville Park District programs and services can be found at napervilleparks.org. The Naperville Park District's mission is to provide recreation and park experiences that promote healthy lives, healthy minds, and a healthy community. ParkTalk podcast is a production of the Naperville Park District.